Hello and welcome to Best WP7 Games. Today we're taking a look at Node.Hack, or possibly Node.Hack. I'm not really sure how you were expected to pronounce that. Now, this is a game ostensibly about hacking. And you'll notice the aesthetic. It's very the graphics are very simple, but they're very effective. They do fit the tone, the use of font, the use of sound. Everything about this is well worked out aesthetically. Gameplay-wise, it is basically a very glorified version of Pac-Man, albeit a version of Pac-Man where in order to eat the pills, you have to stay still on them, which is nice. Pac-Man, of course, could never stop moving unless he found himself in a corner, so at least the controls are somewhat easier in that way. When you complete a level, you go to the next, obviously enough. You have to enter the end zone, as you saw me do. And the first level, obviously, was very simple. Things get a little bit more complex quite quickly. You can see the levels get a lot bigger, the amount of money you have to earn gets a lot larger, and more importantly, enemies appear, as it just happened now. Occasionally alerts will sound, and then an enemy AI will appear. These things move randomly, like the ghosts in Pac-Man, and if they touch you, that's it, instant game over. Your total score is added up, and you see where you're positioned on the high score table. Sadly, to my knowledge, this isn't an online high score table, which is a shame. It would really benefit from it. But still, it gives you something to play against, i.e. yourself, or anyone else you lend the phone to. As you can see, it's decided not to register my taps, and has now registered it in the wrong place. Don't think that's the game. I think that's my phone being a little bit special, but it's the first time it's happened. You'll also notice this. I didn't draw attention to this, but when you've achieved your goal, a timer starts. Obviously, you've got to get to the exit by then. Also, these little skull and crossbones appear. These won't kill you if you touch them. At least they haven't when I've touched them. But they do eventually destroy the node they're on, which presumably would kill you if you were on it at the same time. So, not only are you racing against the timer, but the space in which you've got to maneuver is diminishing. So you've got to balance sort of the risk with reward between going to get the extra points and, well, making sure you actually finish the level. Because there are 10 levels in the game total. So the more points per level is the only way to get the highest scores, but at the same time, the more time you spend trying to get points, the higher the risk of you losing. Also, as the speed goes up as the game progresses, as well as the levels again getting bigger, and more importantly, more enemies starting to appear. And the last one, I think, it just capped out at the first one, didn't it? But as the levels go on, they constantly generate, which is kind of dangerous. Only a few things make me a little bit sad about the game. You see those pulses of light that come out from you and the enemy, and they're a nice visual touch. But at first I thought, oh, maybe those are the sort of detection ranges of the enemies. Maybe they home in on you if you pulse near them. But that clearly isn't the case. They're just for show. So that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to have time to show you because I think it appears in the next level. But you do get weapons, but they aren't sort of weapons you can just activate on a whim. They're power-ups, like the... Ooh, that was far too close. So yeah, they aren't power-ups that you can just use whenever you like. They work the same as the nodes, basically. Except as soon as you touch them, they activate and fire off in all directions up towards any connected nodes. They aren't always effective, as you can see. Yes, like I said, the skull and crossbones don't instantly kill you. They aren't always that effective, depending on the level layout, as sometimes you're just stuck in a corner. I think that is randomly generated, and is a shame. It does mean that certain layouts will favour you, so replaying the game over and over in order to get better layouts is a valid tactic. But even so, this is a really satisfying game. It's completely free, and it's available on the marketplace now.